kapatid, magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga.
Sir J. Thank you. This morning, yung aking topic is a courageous heart in the ministry. Maybe the question is, why do we need that? So ang discussion natin is suffering for doing good. Whenever we talk about Jesus Christ and His ministry while He was here on earth, you have to remember that He was quite spectacular. People were following Him, numerous people were following Him. It's because He was able to heal. So yung iba gusto sumunod because they want physical healing. Many would like to have spiritual healing. A lot of people would like to follow because they simply want to see a miracle take place. Siyempre, who does not want to see something like that? It's something supernatural. It's a manifestation of spiritual power. Maybe they also want to see Him cast out evil spirits. That's an unusual thing. Pero the truth of the matter is whenever spiritual, demonic possession happens, some people run away, some people would like to watch. And probably after hearing Jesus casting out evil spirits from the lives of different people, people wanted to see how it's being done. Maybe some would like to be fit. Others would probably want to have physical intake. Baka gusto ng pagkain. And others would probably want to have spiritual intake. So there's a host of reasons why they were following Him. And so because He saw that there are a lot of them, and many of them are not really following Him for the right reasons, He gave them the right category as to how to follow Him and why. So whenever we talk about Christianity, the reason why we are considered different and our endeavors here are difficult, it is because hindi talaga magmamatch. Even in the book of Hebrews, we're even called aliens. Not beings from another planet, but aliens because we do not fit in the culture, we do not fit in the lifestyle of this world. Now, probably let's use the word foreigner. Last year, at least two neighbors I observed it. Medyo hindi talaga sila makafit. One is from Wuhan, China. Galing ata sila sa mainland. Tapos na yung bahay. Few houses in front of us. And then, in the early morning, probably 6 in the morning, biglang nagpaputok. And it's not even New Year. So, naglabasan lahat. I was thinking, baka may gunfight. Others were there thinking, ano, nangyayari, bakit gulo? Oh, maingay. And then, yung kalsada, it turned red because of the traditional firecrackers that they were using. And people were angry. People were annoyed. Bakit? Nagulog kami. Nung bigla kayo nagingay, walang announcement. I'm thinking, why 6 in the morning? Probably has something to do with feng shui, their traditional, their superstitious beliefs. But they could not understand why the locals do not like what they have done. Now, may isa dyan, yung American. You rarely see him, but it's almost at the back of the men's door. Lagi nagtatago yun. One time, he was attempting to actually communicate with the people. So he goes out early in the morning. He feeds some cats and he cleans his car. So gusto niya makipag-usap sa mga naglalakad, mga nagja-jogging. The problem is, syempre, pag nadali ka ng Amerikano, he has to talk to you in English, straight English, mostly. So many people, when he comes out, they come inside their houses. And you probably na-realize na so hindi na siya lumalabas. The thing is, it's difficult for a foreigner to really live with the locals. Now, the thing is, the reason why we are called aliens, foreigners in this world, is because we're going to live with a different set of standards, the teachings of Jesus Christ. And the world will be living according to its own perspective. Now, let me just show you four of numerous things na meron talagang contrast ng Christianity and the world. Kaya nga pag sinabi natin sacred, everything done in God's order, and secular, things done outside of God's order, and this is what happens. The teaching of this world is to be proud. If you have it, flaunt it, brag about it. That's how the world is. Pero ang teaching naman ni Jesus Christ is humility. When we talk about this world, we talk about wanting to be served. Everybody wants their purposes, their agendas to be primary. Pero ang teaching naman ni Jesus is actually to serve others. Mark 10:45. For even the Son of Man did not come here to be served, but to serve and to give His life as a ransom for many. A total contrast. A third is this. People in this world, they're actually after pleasure. Kaya nga, pinag-uusapan nga namin sa isang Bible study group ko. Whenever we talk about accountability, dito sa mundo, ang accountability is just 2 levels. When we talk about Christian accountability, it talks about 3 levels. and we have to suffice, and we have to basically please the third level. What is the lowest level? Lowest level, we call it personal. Bakit mo ginagawa yung ginagawa mo? Well, I'm doing this because this is my dream. Okay, so that's called dedication. I stand up for this principle because this is my belief. That's okay, that's called conviction. But the personal can become selfish. And that's the reality. Meron tayong mga katagad sa amin. O bakit? At basta. You've heard, di ba? Minsan, pagka tinatanong ka, parang mali yung ginagawa mo, bakit? May pakialam, buhay ko to. Tapos pagka halimbawa, you're being confronted when you're doing something not compliant to the will of God, you're saying, basta. Kung ano naisip kong tama, kung anong nararamdaman kong tama para sa akin, yan ang gagawin ko. Sounds familiar? And we know we're all humans. But whenever we use those phrases, we're actually building up a wall to shield what we're doing that is right behind it. Correct? So that's the problem with the lower accountability. The second is accountability towards others. As much as it's true, meron siyang, kung tawagin natin responsible side. Hindi ko sabi nga ng isang commercial ng kape, para kanino ka? Exactly. So, when you're actually doing something for your family, doing something for your friends, doing something for the church, doing something for other people, that's a good thing. Kaya lang, the responsible thing, the practical thing is not always the moral thing to do. Example, not to undermine the people in Batangas, pero this is something I saw on TV. Pumutok yung bulkan ng tao, correct? Pagputok ng bulkan, ang mga tao, masyado daw, walang casualty, so they turned their attentions on the animals. There was this guy who was carrying 2 chickens. So yung reporter tinanong siya, good day mga manok ko, hindi naapektuhan ng ash flow. Sabi niya, nakangiti lang siya. So may follow-up question yung reporter, sa'yo ba yung manok na yan? Hindi. Isama na rin, I'll be bringing it home to my family, I'm going to cook it for them. Sabi mo hindi sa'yo, bakit mo lulutuin? Kaysa naman mamatay sila sa gutom. Di ba? Well, if you were here, it looks okay. That's the responsible thing to do. If you own the chickens, it's not the right thing to do since it took your property. Correct? So, the responsible is not always the moral thing to do. Kaya may nakit ng Panginoon sa highest accountability. And when you look at scriptures, it's quite different. Ang kinakailangan you please the Lord. Ang idea, kasi the questions are different. So the categories are different. Is it that which you're going to do? Will it glorify God? Yan ba magbibigay ng kapurihan sa Diyos? Yan ba kalooban ng Diyos? If that is not God's will, kung hindi yan kalooban ng Diyos, maghapon naman yan yung mga tuwira, mali ka pa rin. But if it is the will of God, even if everybody goes against you, then you're still in the right. And that's why Apostle Paul said, even in the most simple of activities to the most complex, whether you eat or drink or whatever it is that you do it for the glory of exactly. Because this world looks for pleasure. But most of the time, binalik-dat nila yung concept of love. Love self above all, neighbor second. God sometimes is not even part of the equation. But we see it differently. Love God above all, then neighbors as yourself. Now, the fourth is, most people would like to focus on the self. That's why we end up becoming selfish. Pero ang point nga, Christianity focuses on God. That's why we call it God-centered or theocentric. Now, let's read a passage. It's from Matthew chapter 5, verses 10 to 12. And this is what you can find here. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way, they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Now, bakit ito binigay ni Jesus Christ? Many people are saying that this particular sermon is quite revolutionary along with his other teachings. Now, you have to remember, the background is this. The Jewish community is actually influenced by 4 groups. Pwede mo simplifying the 3. Yung religious, we have the Pharisees, and we have the Sadducees. Now, the thing is, as much as these are religious practitioners, we know their backgrounds. They limited the teachings about God to rites, rituals, and rules. At yung pamamaraan nila, in order to make people follow, is to scare them. Their scare tactics made people see God as a malevolent being. So nagkaroon ng problema. Instead of seeing Him as a loving God, who's concerned about the welfare of people, because of how they manage yung kanilang religiosity at yung kanilang teachings, nagka-problema yung mga tao. Now, the second. When we talk about the zealots, you know Judas Iscariot? Most people, whenever they research about yung kanyang background, they discover the word Iscariot is not a surname. Just a few months back, meron tayong prosesyon ng Nazareno. There was one guy, tinatanong niya ako, Pastor, okay po ba yan? Since it's a Bible study with different attendees. Sabi ko, ako hindi ako naniniwala sa mga santo eh. Saka hindi ako naniniwala sa posisyon niya. Bakit? Sabi ko, pag daw sumamba sa graven image, sabi ko, hindi. Namamanata ako eh. No? So, just asking basic questions about it. Ang unang tanong ko, bakit ba siya tinawag na Jesus Nazareno? Yung Jesus first name. Yung Nazareno, yan ang kanyang apelido. Yun na. That's the first proof, hindi naintindihan ng mga tao pinagagawa nila. Sabi ko, actually, it has a reference in connection to the place of where he came from. Di ba parang Mary of Magdala, Jesus of Nazareth. Sabi ko, yun yung association dyan. Pero yung kay Judas Iscariot is quite different. Many people are using the word sikri. The word sikri means a dagger man. Yung mga zealots are like katipuneros in the time when colonizers were here in the Philippines. Ang katipunero handang pumatay at pamatay para sa bansa at kababayan. Zealots were like that. Since Israel was being oppressed by the influence of the Roman Empire, they would like to resist it. Kasi nakakaranas sila ng mga abuses. And that was the problem. The problem with their system is like this. They are willing to kill. And they're willing to do violence, which was quite contrary to the teachings of the Bible. So, hindi yun ang gusto gawin ni Jesus Christ. So, it's another way. Now, he was also teaching them religiosity that is intertwined with the community. How come? Because the third influencer, we call them the Essenes. Now, the Essenes, ito yung tinatawag na children of light. Now, they believe na yung powers of darkness, of the kingdom of darkness, is going to overrun us. So in order for that not to really succeed, we need to resist them. And they actually abandon family. So ito yung mga lalaki, may mga asawa, ibang mga binata, they abandon their jobs, they abandon their wives, they abandon their children. They went and isolate themselves sa mga caves and mga mountains. Now, the problem is, as much as we owe them so much, because they transcribe some of the scriptures that we hold, yung mga copies of it, kasi walang Xerox machine na eh. So they were the ones who were doing that, and they were preserving it. We also have to realize that the way of life that they had, parang kalimitan yun. You don't engage the people in your community. You just leave them behind and live an ascetic life. Leave behind the wants, the pleasures of this world, and isolate. Kaya ang problema, how do you influence people and how do you expand God's kingdom if that's what you're going to do? That's the reason why Jesus Christ taught His followers this. To basically make them understand. Yan ang kagandahan sa Christianity. There's no sugarcoating. No? You're being told what you will be experiencing. Hindi na tinago sa'yo yan. Difficulty, pain, may suffering. Pero on the other hand, you're also being told to anticipate that the Lord will also be there. No? Hindi naman tinanggal ng Panginoon ng process. This is one thing I realized. Sabi ng isang expert, we have to realize that there are 3 steps in order for us to improve. First step is your current state. Step number 3 is your destination. Gusto mong marating. Now, step number 2 is what we are all afraid of. It's called the process. Most people actually would like to have a free pass, a shortcut of sorts. Kaya mahilig sila sa swerte. Nandun kami sa Japan, first week ng January. And dumang kami doon sa isang street ng Takayama. Nagtitinda ng mga souvenirs. Meron doon yung Sorbo dolls. These are dolls with no faces. So means monkey and bobo is baby. So ang point is, pag binigay mo daw ito sa isang tao, siswertein siya. Meron kayong lahat, titilisan. Then there was also the cat that was waving. Sabi ng doctor ko, ano yan, souvenir ba yan? Dami yan. Sabi ko, hindi, lucky chance yan. Do they ever work? Gumagana ba yan? Sabi ko, kung gumagana yan, hindi na niya yung bebenta. Right? Why would you sell something that will give you good fortune and then might as well take it all and then make all those cats patient, wave all together, sabay-sabay, para lahat ng blessing sa'yo lahat pumunta. And these business people, pag hindi sila nakabenta niyan, sa kanila sasabihin malas. So it has nothing to do with the product. It has everything to do with the business transactions. So, yun yung problema. Pero yun nga, the Bible tells us, hindi aalisin yung process. Right? Nandiyan yan. Yung difficulty nandiyan. The struggle will be there. You will experience persecution. But the Lord's promise is, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And that's the reason why we need to have a courageous heart when we serve. Now, in connection to this, I would just like to give you 3 concepts. The first one is called conviction. The first question you need to answer is, are you willing to accept the rewards? Bakit? Kunyari, sinabihan kayo, serve ka sa isang province, isolated since nasa isang island siya. Walang sasakyan, so for the most part of your ministry, you'll be walking. You'll probably spend 20 years there. You will walk from one house to another and one village to the other. Pero at the end of that 20-year service, you will be given a Mercedes-Benz G-Class SUV. How many of you will go? Ayun yung G-Class. Lamborghini SUV. Or, after serving for so long, you will be retiring and you will be given a mansion. How many of you would go? Nakikita ko sa mga mata ninyo ang hypocrisy. You're saying hindi ang values ng aming pananampalataya, pero the truth is, you can understand it because this is how things are in this world. We can understand material value. Pero ngayon, Panginoon Jesus, when He talks about blessedness, He was not talking about material acquisition. And this is something you have to clear up in your heads. Because if you're serving and you're thinking it is because of the material gain, then mahihirapan ka intindihin ito later on. Paano pag dumating na yung mga katotohanan na may mga times you will be in need? May mga times that you don't have enough. And when you look at Scripture, for example, Jesus was not rich. We do not support the concept of the prosperity gospel theologians na sinabi si Jesus daw was extremely rich when He was here on earth. When He was wearing His robe, yan daw ay silk. Walang ganun. He was simple. He was the son of a carpenter, right? And He was not riding very expensive vehicles. Meron naman nabasa isang prosperity gospel preacher ang sabi niya na sinasakyan daw ni Jesus when He was riding a donkey. Yan daw ang Ferrari of the day. There's no truth to that. You don't have to twist reality. Jesus was living a life of simplicity. The apostles were the same, the prophets were the same, the disciples were the same. So ang point is, hindi naman natin dinidimonize sa material blessing. It's something that the Lord can provide for us as well. But we have to realize the word blessed here came from the Latin word beatus. Kaya nga the Beatitudes came from the Latin word beatus, which means divine joy. But originally, it is exclusive for the gods. Now remember, in Greek or Roman gods and goddesses, kaya sila kinoconsider that they have divine joy, they're perfect, they have the power, and they're already there in Mount Olympus. They have satisfaction, and they have the praises and the worship of men. Now, pag ginamit sa tao yan dati, it can only be given to the dead. Because the dead, they have no desires and they have no wants anymore. Pero si Jesus, ibang klase. When He talked about blessedness, He was talking to people in front of Him, and it can be had today. Now, when we look at how He was actually presenting the concept, He was telling us that blessedness is having the favor of the Lord in your life. Now, are you willing to go forward for simply this? Bakit? Well, one of the things that will happen to you is that you will be persecuted. And what is persecution? We know the persecution, right? Ang persecution, it involves, number one, in lower level, you will be ridiculed. You will be isolated and rejected. Sometimes you will be hurt. You will be imprisoned. And in worst cases, you will be killed. That's persecution. Now, I want to clarify. Gumawa ka ng mali, nire-review ka ng tao, hindi persecution yung kapatid. Correction tawag. Okay? Ang persecution, you're serving, doing the will of God, standing up for the truths of the Lord, and people are going against you. And you're still standing up for that truth. What they're doing is they're persecuting you. Okay? Kasi minsan, misalign yung concept. Di ba? May ginawa kang kasalanan, may ginawa kang mali. Pagka pinagsasabihan ka, kinokorek ka, pinapersecute nila ako. Hindi ka. Persecution that's being stated here is totally different. You're siding with righteousness. And what is righteousness? Sa mga kumuha ng ethics, it is in connection to Christian ethics. Yung concept kasi ng ethics, no? It is the branch of philosophy that deals with the standards of what is right and wrong, good or bad. So pag pinag-uusapan ng righteousness, you're actually siding with the standards of the will of God. Well, sasabihin natin, hindi naman ako pwede maging perfect. That's true. I cannot be perfect. You cannot be perfect. But can we be obedient? Yes. That much can be done. Can we give priority to God? Yes, that much can be done. Well, ang point is, if you're being righteous, it's not being perfect, but you're obeying the Lord and you're siding with Him, and you're giving Him priority in your life. So yun. Pero ito yung magandang isa pang tanong. Sabi niya, when you accept the reward, it is His favor, and experience the difficulties, which is persecution for doing righteous things, Yours is the kingdom of heaven. Na meron kayong way to measure things, correct? Marunong kayong magtansa. For example, naisipan ko sabihin sa isa sa inyo. Kapatid, meron kaming sirang mobilya. Pwede mo bang pakigawa? Sige, sir. Yan naman po yung madali lang. Babayaran kita ng 500. Opo. Gagawin ko na po 500. Tuosin niyo. What do you think? I give you 500 pesos to change a light bulb. Tuosin niyo. Sino mo sasabihin, okay yung 500 pesos just to change a light bulb. Pag tinanong mo, saan po yung bahay? Sa apartment. Paano po ako pupunta doon? Di mo mamasahe ka. Sino po bumaba? Di ikaw. Kung pupunta ron eh, paano po yung board and lodging ko? Ba ikaw? Pagkain ko po ako rin. Siyempre, ikaw kakain eh. Ngayon, tuosin na. What do you think? You will be blessed spiritually, have the favor of God. You will suffer physically for doing what is right. And then, you're being told, yours is the kingdom of heaven. Ako magsasabi sa inyo, hindi tuos. Kaya mamaya pa natin kung muna tayo sa part 2. Now, there has to be a sense of connection. Whenever we're saying that we're going to have a courageous heart for the ministry, very clear dapat yung sense of connection mo. Diba? You have to be on the Lord's side. What does that mean? Whatever happens. Now remember, many people would like to follow after Jesus Christ because he was quite popular. And popularity has a draw. Basically, people would like to follow a person who has charisma, who has power, who has a lot of things. Pero tandaan niyo, nung siya ay hinuli, what happened to his disciples? Many of them hid, right? There's only one who actually stood with him at the base of the cross, and that was John. Where were the others? Takot din sila because they were fearing for their lives. Baka isunod sila yung crucified doon. Now, being on the Lord's side is not always easy. Diba? Let me put it this way. Basketball. Vision Week last year. Sige, nakalaban namin. Bago kami naka-uniform kami. Kaya tatawa-tawa. Yung estudyante ko kayo lagay kayo sa akin. Na, sabi ko doon sa kaharap ko, I forgot, but we were having a picture taking here. Sabi ko, uniform pala, talo na kayo. Ganda ng uniform namin. Nakita niyo ba? That was a very nice uniform. May sapatos pa ako. Tepang-tepang. Now, this was the problem. When we now played, we were defeated by 20 points. Yung mga 15 points na, hindi na ako lumipat sa kabilang side. Kasabihin ko sana dito na lang kakampi. Now, the uniform was important. Because whatever happens, it says to you, you belong only in this team. You get the point? And that's the reason why it's very important for us to understand why Christ is saying this. When you follow Him, hindi yan magiging madali. May mga times you will be on the unpopular side. But are you going to still stand up and do what needs to be done? And yun nga yung faithfulness to Jesus is more than just lip service. It's very easy to say, I'm going to follow. But to actually do it when things are going rough or there's toughness in the situation, many people just simply raise up their hands, turn their backs and leave. Because it's uncomfortable. It's painful. It's difficult. Pero yun yung point ni Jesus. May model tayo. That was Him. So gagayahin natin yung Kanya. And this time, as He has given us His best, we're going to give Him our best. And it's stated here that we have to represent Jesus. You know, in marketing, labeling is very important. Halimbawa, itong microphone na ito, it's called Shure. So that's the brand. It's the label. You know, if this product works better, or it's going to work best for me, so ang mangyayari niyan, I will always endorse it, and I will be what? Confident in the product. Correct? Hindi. Pero pag pumalpak to, I'll buy it. And this will be the end not only of this product for me, most likely the integrity of the company will also fall short. Right? Magiging mababa na yung pagtingin ko sa kanya. Now, I'm helping a company who is actually putting labels on products. Meron silang isang kliyente na gumagawa ng mga gamot. Now, the medicine bottles are very small. And sometimes the brand or the label, the stickers that they have to put there is as small as my fingernails. Kaya lang dadating yung quality controller. When he comes there, he will inspect the design sa computer. We'll look at everything. The periods are very important. commas are very important, colors are very important. So pag okay na dyan, hahanap siya ng actual, may kinabit mo sa bote nila. Pag naikabit na doon, sasabihin niya, ano pa yan, may magnifying glass pa. So hanggang saan mag-agree na siya. That's how important it is. One day, I went to that company and the quality controller of this company is telling me, Pastor, everybody is discouraged. Sabi ko, bakit? Malaki ang problema namin. The machine operator made a boo-boo. Ang ginawa niya, sa halip na ang gamitin niya ay yung paint that we were usually using, he used an alternative brand. To our surprise, sa unang dating, when it was being run sa machine, yung mga stickers, it was red. Nung nainitan na at natuyo, yung medyo dark na fuchsia pink. Sabi niya, pagdating ng quality controller, nireject ang lahat. And that day, that particular mess up cost them 11 million pesos. Imagine that. Brands are important. Pero sabi niya, napakahalaga naman kasi sa kanila yan. Sir, baka nga naman, if the sticker that we placed, iba yung kulay, baka itabi nila dun sa mga dating mga may stickers na red, ang tingin ano to? Fake? Imitation? So their own products will be seen as an imitation. Or probably because of the change of colors, they will be seen as substandard because mostly people would basically rely on their visual. Titingnan nila, pagka na-judge na parang hindi maganda yung product, dami na. That's how important it is. Now remember, as we serve the Lord, we have the name Christian. We bear the name of Christ. And we are going to be workers in His harvest field. This is a very important element. We are not simply there representing ourselves. We are there representing Jesus. Anything we do, hindi lang tayo ang tingin, apektado siya. You see the point here? That's why when we talk about a courageous heart, it takes courage to stand up for the righteousness of Christ. That's the standard. It takes courage to stand up for our connection. Because when everybody else would run away, what would you do? Would you stay? Would you still commit to what needs to be done? Or you'll be among them and run away as well, turning away from the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, there's a third. It's called condition. Now, this is an intriguing part. Jesus said, rejoice and be glad when you're persecuted for Him. Sino sa inyo na-injured na? Sino na-injured? Okay. Meron sa inyo nawala na ng pera? Nag-celebrate pa kayo when that happened? Uy, bro, nawala na ng 1,000. Magkano tayo? Magpapakain ako. Nawala na. Kasi ako magpapakain. Na-injure ako, magkakaroon tayo ng Thanksgiving service. Wala ba yun? That's on. Now imagine this. How come the Lord is saying that you will be persecuted, you will suffer for Him, for doing righteous deeds, and then He's telling you to rejoice and be glad? Don't you think it's quite odd? Is it even possible? Tagal kong iniisip dati, sabi, pwede ba yun? Pwede ba ako masayahan kahit ako'y nahihirapan, ako'y nasasaktan, ako'y kinontra? But then I realized, by watching one film, it is possible. How? You know, I was watching yung film ng mga warriors. Now, the old ones, when they, after their tour of duty, they educate the younger ones. You know anong kanilang visual aid to the younger generation? Battle scars. Sasabihin nila, ito, nakuha ko to fighting with this enemy. Itong tama ng bala na ito, I got it in this particular encounter. They will be using their battle scars to tell people what they need to prepare for. And they're proud of their moves. So probably sa sports, ganun din. Nung bata-bata pa kami, laging laro, araw-araw laro. Talaga. Yun ang kasiyahan ng buhay. 10 minutes ang tawag namin sa basketball. That's literally how we call it. Bakit? Yan ang pinakamahalaga sa lahat. Walang laboratory, walang language, walang philosophy, theology na dadali dyan. Yan ang pinakasagrado sa amin. Basketball. Now, ito lang ang problema. Tumatanda ka, may injure ka. And it came to a point na hindi ka na makalaro as you usually play. Ano na yung limitation mo? Nanonood ka na lang. Or, pagkakasama mo na yung mga kaedad mo at mas matatanda pa, magkikwento ka na lang kayo. But what do you talk about? You talk about the past, how you play the game, and you talk about your injuries. Payabangan na eh. I mean, wala na akong daliring pantay dahil sa basketball na. Lahat na nakuha ko na. Minsan, pagganong to dati, pati na ibalik. One time, yung tingnan naputol ng daliri ko kasi nagkaroon ng injury yung hindi ko matanggal ng singsing. Sabi ko sa wife ko, pinapipili ako ng doktor, daliri o singsing, pinili ko yung Sing-sing. Itim na. Buti na lang hindi natanggal. May mga ganong situations. Payabangan. Hindi nagsimula yun siya. Ako, wala na ang daliring pantay. Ako rin. Kanya-kanyang payabangan na baluktot na daliri. And why are you doing that? Kasi mayayaman kayo. Why are you doing that? Because you're proud of your injuries. Now, the whole point is this. It's the same thing when you serve the Lord. If you're doing it with passion, giving your all to God, one day you have one thing in you. It's called self-respect. Diba? Even if others will call you irrelevant, insignificant, whatever. May mga tao talaga walang nagsige na pagbigay ng kritiko kahit anong ganda na nagawin mo. Gawin mo yung tama sa harapan ng Panginoon. That is something, I-assure din sa'yo. You've done it your best for the Lord. Second, may mga times others will also recognize it. Meron naman mga ganun, nakikita nila, they will appreciate it. But most of all, we would like to have the commendation of Christ, wherein He will tell you, come into your master's happiness, you good and faithful servant. We are all anticipating that. Kaya nga, great is your reward in heaven, sabi ni Jesus. Pero, ano yung reward na yun? Is it also worth it? Now, in the New Testament, there are two kinds of crowns na madalas binabanggit. One is called diadema. You won't be wearing it. Yung diadema is a crown worn by a judge or a king. Ang susunod lang yan is Jesus. But it speaks of the word Stephanos. These are actually considered as the victor's crown. So, alam niyo yung laurel leaves? Di ba, pinapatong sa ulo ng mga nananalo sa marathon, nananalo sa mga competition, yung mga Greek games. Yun. The Stephanos. Minsan, tinuro kayo sa isang company, gumagawa sila ng compliments. Sabi ko, pagka ikaw ay naging tapat sa Panginoon, naglingkod ka, lalagyan ka ng crown of righteousness. Kung dito sa lupa, mayroong laurel leaves, pinag-exalt tayo sa adobo. Sabi ko, ba't adobo? Kasi nga, meron silang ginagawa, suka. Gumagawa sila ng toyo. Tapos sinasabi mo, dahon ng laurel, adobo. Pero ang pinaka-point, whenever we talk about the Stephanos, actually, you will see at least 5 of those being presented in the New Testament. Let me just run through it. Ano yan? The incorruptible crown. Otherwise known as the runner's crown in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. The crown of righteousness. They call it the watcher's crown. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. So, mabit pala dyan. Sorry. Ayan na naman. Hindi na pamatan. We have the crown of life, or the sufferer's crown, from James chapter 1, verse 12. We have the crown of rejoicing, the soul winner's crown. You find it in 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 19. And the fifth, they call it the crown of glory, or the shepherd's crown. It's from 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 2 to 4. So, meron Stephanos. I mean, as you're faithful to God, serving Him, being courageous. Kasi sometimes you're thinking about the byproduct. Ayun yung destination. You're thinking about what I want to do, but you're in your current condition. Pero you have to engage because you have to undergo step 2, and that is the process. Hindi siya magiging madali, and that's the reason why you have to have courage as you serve. And that's the reason why you have to have conviction, connection. You have to accept a condition. Why? It's because of this. Again, it's worth it. Ang sabi ko sa inyo kanina, toos ba? Hindi. Bakit? Ay, ganito yan. Again, kung halimbawa sinabi mo kay kapatid, pakipalitan mo nga yung bumbilya sa bahay na bigyan kita ng 500. Saan sa aparit, gastos mo lahat. Dito, lugi kayo. Tama. Yung short hand, yung short change. On the other hand, pag sinabi ko, Brad, bahay lang namin dito, pakigawa mo. Wala naman ako sinabing bayan. But for some reason, pagkatapos nung bigla ako may binigay sa kanya isang bayo. Ano yan, sir? Mano? Ano yan, sir? Masaya ka na. Fee. Ginawa mo yung pagbilang dito magawa. Pagbilang nito, wow, 1 million pesos. Toos hindi. Hindi pa rin toos. Bakit? Sobra naman. Yung kanina lugi, ito sobra. And this is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Hindi ka lugi, pero hindi toos. Because what you're going to receive is much more than what you're actually going to input. Diba? Ang tatrabahuhin mo pang sandali lang dito sa mundo. Ang ibibigay mo something material, ang igagawad mo something that is basically just earthly or temporary, ang ibibigay sa iyong blessing, everything heavenly. You're being given not only the grace of God, the forgiveness of God, the salvation of God, but eternal fellowship with God. Hindi to yun, sobra-sobra yun. Diba? Whenever you talk about counting the cost, what you're going to receive is more than what you actually have given. That's what I'm trying to do. Hindi tos. Tama ba? And that's something you also have to focus on. Kaya tingnan mo si Apostle Paul, and this will be my conclusion. From Romans chapter 8, verse 18. Sabi niya, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Tama ba? Di ba? Because, sobra. Higit. One time, a Bible study and he asked me, Pastor, ba't hindi na lang tayo blessed ni God ng material blessings para kahit apat sa kanya? Titingnan ko siya. Again, tingin ni Pastor. Sabi ko, hindi totoo yan. Bless naman tayo ni God na materially, pero hindi naman tayo tapat palagi. So material blessings is not a guarantee that we will be faithful to Him all of the time. Eh kasi sabi niya, quite ano eh. But puro spiritual gift, spiritual blessing, puro gano'n ang binibigay. Sabi ko, okay, ayusin natin yung perspective no, so that you understand. So nagsimula kami sa creation story, matagal-tagal pa mo sila. Sabi ko, creation story, how many days did God create everything? Sabi niya, 6 days. Exactly. Tingin mo ba, pwede niyang pinaiksi yan? Hindi ko alam. Sabi ko, ako, assumption ko lang, pwede niyang pinaiksi. The only idea is that He had to make us understand every step of how things are done so that we understand how orderly everything was prepared. Di ba? Ang ganda ng story ng Bible. You read the other myth-making concepts ng ibang religion, yung atin orderly. Kaya nga tinawag siya the God of order as well. Bago nilagay yung tao, inayos mo na lahat. Hindi mo mababasa nun. Unang nilikha ng Panginoon ng tao, lumulutang-lutang siya sa alapakan. At sa kanya nilikha yung tubig para meron siyang makita na pwedeng lang yan. Kaya lang hindi pa siya umaabot, kaya nilikha ang lupa. Hindi, inayos mo na lahat. Then nilagay ka lang. Sabi ko, sa tingin mo, simple lang ba? Bigyan ko pa siya ng technical to ex nihilo. From nothing, God created everything. Simple lang ba sa Panginoon yan? Sabi niya, yes. Simple lang sa Kanya. Sabi ko, kung simple lang sa Kanya yan, hindi yan special masyado. Special, hindi ibig sabihin, compared to what I'm going to tell you next. Sabi ko, when we talk about your salvation, paano ka naligtas? Sabi ko, ang sinasabi ng Panginoon na account, He came here for you. He does not have to do that. That's a discomforting thing for Him. Pababa pa siya dito, ikaw na nagkamali, pinuntahan ka pa rito. Another thing that He did, He had to endure all the sufferings that are here in this imperfect and sinful world. And then, ang ending, He had to die so that He can save you. So ang tanong, alin doon ang mas mahirap gawin? Ayun pong mamatay. Exactly ito. Yung lumikha ka out of nothing, with a flick of a finger, He can do that. But to die to save you, you have to give up everything for that. So ang tanong ay, alin ang mas special? The material blessing or the spiritual blessing? Yung spiritual po. Kaya yan ang emphasis. Okay natin? So, He gave you business. You have to have the courage to give Him your best. Right? So that when you serve, you can give Him